It's time to introduce our Vice Chancellor and Director of Athletics, Mr. Hunter Yurchek.
Thank you, Kevin. It was a little over 2 weeks ago, I stood at a similar podium and declared to the media I was done with head coaching searches. And then the following day, Mark Cook announced his retirement, and there we go again. But at least this time, I didn't have to buy a puppy. We haven't yet, have we? No, okay, just want to make sure. So before I get to the introduction of our new head coach, several thank yous. First, to our retiring head coach, Mark Cook. Mark, thank you for building the Razorback gymnastics program from the ground up, and for your 17 seasons in which you led the Razorback gymnastics program, and for the countless lives of young women that you have touched throughout your career. Thank you. And to our Senior Associate AD and Sport Administrator for Women's Gymnastics, Chris Pohl. Chris, where are you? Chris, stand up. Chris and I have been sidekicks for the last 2 weeks. You're tired of me, I'm tired of you. Is that even? To Chancellor Steinmetz, who could not be here today, and President Bobbitt, Board of Trustee Chair John Goodson, who sends his regards, and to the entire Board of Trustees, and for their support. Thank you very much, Dr. Fryer. And if I could have our gym backs, our Razorback gymnastics student athletes, you guys all stand up, please. Keep standing, wait. Don't sit down yet. Chris and I want to thank all of you for your support, your input, and your patience during this process. And to Sarah and Jessica, thank you yesterday for volunteering to be our social media correspondents and getting this off to the right start. And thank you both for introducing me to the Gymternet, which is apparently a real thing. And finally, to our behind-the-scenes external team for the planning and execution of another extremely successful rollout for a head coaching hire here at the University of Arkansas. It was unbelievable to see Razorback gymnastics in the University of Arkansas trending across the country yesterday. So to our external team, thank you. Now, as this journey began to find a new head coach, Chris and I discussed characteristics and qualities we wanted to find in the person who would serve as the next face for our gymnastics program. Someone that would embody the important attributes of our program in this university. We focused on words and phrases such as passionate, energetic, a winner, character, integrity, love of gymnastics, a value on the total student-athlete experience, and of course, a desire to be an Arkansas Razorback. When we first met with Jordyn, I can tell you, we were blown away. I went back to my computer to check, recheck, and triple check that she was 23 years old. And that's what it says on paper. But what you will learn, as I quickly did, Jordyn has experienced more in and out of her competitive gymnastics arena than most of us will ever experience in a lifetime. And along the way, she's been influenced by some of the greatest people and mentors in the world of gymnastics. Her collective experiences have not only seasoned her as a person and as a professional, they have helped her to help strengthen her and define her overall character as a person. While her birth certificate might say she's 23, she is wise and mature well beyond her years. As I talk to trusted colleagues and people within the gymnastics world, as hard as I pushed for even a little nugget of dirt, no one could come up with anything negative to say about Jordyn. She's ready and prepared to take on the challenge of being a head coach in the SEC. And as Director of Athletics, I am ready and poised for the challenge of mentoring a young head coach in the SEC. I have no doubt that Jordyn is going to leave an indelible mark on our Razorback gymnastics program, and in fact, she already has started to leave that mark in the past 24 hours. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you the newest member of the Razorback family, the head coach of Razorback Gymnastics, Jordyn Wieber.
Thank you all so much for coming. First off, I want to thank Hunter Yurchek, Chris Pohl, and everyone in the athletic department for this wonderful opportunity to be the head coach of the Arkansas Women's Gymnastics Program. I'm so honored to be following in the footsteps of Mark Cook. He has done a tremendous job building and leading this program for 17 seasons. Thank you, Mark. I absolutely love the sport of gymnastics. It's taught me sacrifice, perseverance, humility, dedication, and so much more. I'm excited to share my passion and experience for the sport I love so much with the Razorback family. I know it's a great responsibility, and I thank you for entrusting me with this program and with your student athletes. I spent the last 6 years with the UCLA gymnastics program under the mentorship of Valerie Condos Field. That experience has equipped me with the tools I need in order to successfully lead this program. I understand what it takes to competitively succeed at the highest level. But more importantly, I understand that true champions are built when you coach the whole person, not just the athlete. The University of Arkansas has the fan base, the resources, and the support to be a national championship winning team. I cannot wait to get to work and continue to build up this program, recruit amazing talent, and motivate our current student athletes to reach their goals. My passion is not only for gymnastics, but for the growth and development of our student athletes. I look forward to building relationships and helping these strong women understand that their value as people extends much farther than the competition floor. In my own athletic career as an Olympic gymnast, I've successfully overcome all of the challenges that the sport of gymnastics has to offer. I realize that our student athletes will be faced with many of these same challenges as they're balancing athletics, academics, nutrition, relationships, and so much more. As the head coach of this program, the health and well-being of our student athletes will be my first priority, and I look forward to mentoring and guiding them through their journey here at the University of Arkansas. As a woman who has strived for excellence, both athletically, personally, and professionally, I believe I can bring out some of the best in the Arkansas gymnastics team and motivate them as we strive for SEC and national championships. Thank you again for inviting me to join this amazing Razorback family, and thank you for this opportunity to lead these women on their path to competitive greatness. Woo Pig Suey.
Thank you, Jordyn. At this time, we'll go ahead and open it up for some questions from our friends in the media. Will has a microphone, so if you have a question, please raise your hand and we'll get the microphone to you. So we'll start over here on the right with Tom.
Hey, Jordyn, Tom Murphy. I'm with the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. So for the last 3 years, you've been coaching the floor exercise for UCLA. Can you kind of talk about what your responsibilities have been and what have prepared you to be a head coach from being a volunteer coach?
Yeah. Well, although a volunteer coach, I was in charge of anything and everything that had to do with floor. I was in charge of preparing those athletes physically, mentally, emotionally, technically, and getting them ready for competition, all while keeping them healthy at the same time. And that is, as a lot of you know, it's like putting a puzzle together and balancing all of those different things. And the past 2 years, our floor team at UCLA has been ranked #1 in the nation, and it's been so great to have that experience. And I really tribute that to Valerie Condos Field giving me that responsibility. And I feel that the best way to learn how to lead is to actually do it. And she gave me that opportunity, and she gave me that freedom to completely and totally lead those girls on that event.
All right, we'll go over here to Mitch.
Hi, Mitch Roberts with 4029 Sports. Welcome to town, first of all.
Thank you.
Give me an idea of, in your time at UCLA, how much you were involved in recruiting of athletes and kind of what your recruiting plan is here to, up the ante here at University of Arkansas.
Yeah, so one of the main things about recruiting that I personally have not been able to do is off-campus recruiting. But I was able to participate in a lot of the on-campus recruiting. Whenever we had official or unofficial visits, I was able to interact with the athletes. I was able to meet with the coaches and analyze some of the talent and look at the recruits across the country. Obviously, there were some restrictions given my position, but I have learned so much over the years. I've had to take the recruiting exam for the past 3 years and aced it, so I'm pretty well versed on all of the compliance and recruiting rules, and I've been able to observe some of the best in that area especially, so I feel prepared to do it myself.
We'll go back over here to the right, Tom.
You've talked about the guidance that Valerie has given you. She's married to Bobby Field, who played football right here, and I wonder if you've had that conversation with him about being at Arkansas, and had you toured the campus here before? Had you been on campus?
Well, Bobby is here today, and I thank him for being here. And when I asked Bobby to teach me how to call the hogs, he said, well, I don't really know, because I was always one of the hogs being called. But of course, I seeked Bobby's input on this decision, and he only had tremendous things to say about the University of Arkansas. And then once I finally came out here and took a good visit and saw all the facilities and even the area, I'm absolutely in awe of Fayetteville and this town, and I absolutely loved it. And he was so right about all the things he said.
We'll go stage right. Alyssa?
Alyssa Orange, welcome. So I saw the video that you put out with the message to the girls, but to your team and what you want to do with your team right away, and then also when you build your staff, where are you looking at with your staff as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think for these girls, the first thing on my to-do list is putting together that staff, and it's another one of those puzzles. And I know the things that I bring, but I don't bring all of the things, and I want to find great assistant coaches who can assist me with the goals that I have and the goals that these girls have. So putting those puzzle pieces together is my first priority, and then once I get that done, figuring out what are we going to do over the summer to come in the fall and be really prepared and hit the ground running. One of the things that I really believe is when they want to learn new skills, we can't wait until the fall to learn new skills. That has to be done in the summer. So that's one of the things I'm going to express to the girls, and having those expectations for when they come back in the fall. So I'm excited to get started and get a really great strength and conditioning plan going for them. So obviously the talent here is quite incredible. And that was one of the reasons I decided to come here, is because I saw the special qualities about this team, and so I'm excited to help them take what they have and grow it even further.
To follow up, Hunter mentioned obviously you're 23 years old as a head coach in the SEC. How is age not going to be a factor for you, and how do you counteract that with the experience you've had as an Olympian?
Mm-hmm. Well, I look at my past experiences in this sport. I've seen it all, in the club level, in the elite level, and now at the college level. And I feel that that experience has equipped me for this. And I don't see age as a factor personally. And I'm excited to show everyone that, although I'm 23, I'm prepared for this, and I'm excited, and I'm ready to lead these women.
Okay, we'll go back to Tom.
Yeah. Question for Hunter. How many candidates would you say you interviewed for the position, and is it a gamble hiring a 23-year-old, might be the youngest head coach in the country?
Well, we interviewed a few internal candidates and a few external candidates, Tom, throughout this process for the last couple of weeks. I think every coaching hire is a gamble. Every athletic director hire is a gamble in some way, shape, or form. But I think Jordyn has experienced it all. She's a world champion, an Olympic champion. She's been a national champion. She has learned from who I consider to be one of the best and most iconic gymnastics coaches in all of college athletics and Coach Fields. And so she's prepared for this, but I'm also prepared to understand she's going to have a learning curve, being 23 years old as a first-time head coach. But every first-time head coach has a learning curve. And that's where myself and Chris Pohl and the great administrative and support staff we will surround Coach with will help her get over that learning curve.
We'll go all the way back. TV podium.
Hi, Clara Goodwin, 5 News Sports. Jordyn, for you to be the first Olympic champion gymnast to be an NCAA head coach, what does it mean to break those boundaries for you?
Oh, it's amazing. I didn't know that. It's truly an honor, and I think, Olympian or not, the things that I've gone through in this sport has nothing to do with the Olympics. I was a club gymnast just like they were, and I've been a part of a college program just like they are. So I can speak to a lot of those experiences, and I know what it's like to compete under that intense pressure and at that level. So I feel like that has given me the perspective that I need to be a head coach.
Okay, got time for a couple more if anybody has a question. All right, we've got a couple more back up here. I'll start with Tom, and then we'll go over to Mitch.
I know Alyssa touched on it, but do you have any assistant coaches that you know for certain that you're going to hire?
Not at the moment. I mean, I'm definitely, like I said, trying to figure out what all those perfect pieces are, and my goal is to create the best coaching staff in the country. And I want to continue to grow this program, and I need to put the right people in place to do that. So I'm excited to get that process started.
Okay, Mitch.
Hi, Jordyn. I was wondering, at 23 years old, would you be able to not only teach technique, but then show them what you're talking about?
Probably not, by choice. It's been a few years, but probably not.
All right, well, it's been a great day as we welcome Jordyn Wieber into the Razorback family, but there's only one way we can conclude this, and since Coach Field is not used to participating, we're going to call the Hawk so he can participate. So if we could ask our Razorback Spirit Squads to lead us in calling the Hogs as we conclude today. Hey!